Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Diversity here just to share a few things with you. Where I was headed, and generally where I am now, as far as life goes, and also want to just talk to you about a few things. Some years ago, in my own will of ignorance, embrace simple life, lacking good smarts, or even common sense, life seemed to roll with the flow, dwelling in insouciance. Loving my way, trouble I bade, no fights and insolence. Procrastinating parties, football, those were the games I played. To me, life was not about calling a spade a spade. Traded wisdom for a good life with much neglect. Then one morning was found paralyzed with a broken neck. Road of black ice, one truck, one car that's wrecked. Now left lost with a life I didn't expect. At this point in time, my heart became so fraught of shame. I thought you loved me, God. You are the one to blame. Laid in the bed, sat in the chair, same old same. It became a life I did not want to remain. What's the instrument that tells us what's wrong, and when we're weary of these things, it either makes us strong or break. It's up to you and how to weather the storm. Which will you choose, the bleak dusk or the hope of dawn? Pain is the instrument that tells us what's wrong. When we're weary of this pain, it either makes us strong or break. It's up to you on how to weather the storm. Which will you choose, the bleak dusk of hope of dawn? As time went on, bitter, ardently thinking, what have I done? How me, questions swarming, teeming within me. Condone parties for pity, like a parade in the city, the cold, internal war. Completely left me all empty. Despair made confidence flimsy. Adversity conquered so quickly. Had to learn at a young age, watch for fire that's friendly. Why am I here? What is my purpose? Come on, verse, who am I? Do I continue the innuendo hardship wants me to die? Strapped in a position, feel lonely, but surrounded by people. Try to find comfort in music, Novell, from Buster to the Beatles. You're not for God so hard. The amount I suffered should be illegal. Give life to Christ that night, he made those issues totally legal. God like a lion, don't swat at flies, evil is not his equal. And for the first time, I had peace like never before. What's the instrument that tells us what's wrong and when we're weary? And this thing in that makes you strong or break, it's up to you on how to weather the storm. Before you choose the bleak dust or the hope of dawn, pain is the instrument that tells us what's wrong. And when we're weary of this pain, it either makes us strong or break. It's up to you on how to weather the storm. Before you choose the bleak dust or the hope of dawn. 2 Corinthians 12, 9-10. Upon reading this, a different perspective had set in. Like a woman content with happiness, but it all goes wrong. Then given the best news of Christ through here, weakness made strong. But like a man who's been in jail, under a lock and key, that one day was found sobbing so deeply because he was set free. Even though you may perceive this only subliminally, just want you to know, through his peace replaced my agony. I hope you feel this, through Christ's grace is sufficient for thee. I've known this verse so long, it's in my memory. Ladies and gentlemen, life is a battle. Put on your best. You may wallow in freedom one moment and shackle the next, but to know Christ will not battle. When my battle is waged, ensures your rest. Please be prepared when angels come and leave you vexed. Before I go, I only have two questions to issue unto you. When it pertains to pain, now is it answered? In your own worldview, is there hope and happiness? I would like to know what you presume. If you're not sure, I'll leave this third course for you to consume. What's the instrument that tells us what's wrong, and when we're weary of this thing, it either makes us strong or break. It's up to you and how to weather the storm. Which will you choose, the bleak dust or the hope of dawn? Pain is the instrument that tells us what's wrong, and when we're weary of this pain, it either makes us strong or break. It's up to you on how to weather the storm. Which will you choose, the bleak dust or the hope of dawn? So that was a poem that I wrote a little while ago to just help me deal with my emotions and where I was headed, and where I am now. So generally, like that car accident happened November 7, 2002, and I had two other individuals in the car, which were my brothers, and they're fine, unscathed, and so it's all in all been a uphill battle for the most part, but you just learn a lot about yourself when you have a life without the ability of using your limbs, where in turn you have to start using your mind a whole hell of a lot more than depending on
it's 2 o'clock.
So nothing's really changed other than my mentality and how I go about business, or how I go about school, or how I go about just life in general, where my perspective is that your mind is so powerful. It can be your best friend or your worst enemy. And there have been times where I have faced, depression or anxiety or just various other mental illnesses that arise when you do lose your ability to have your own independence, or just your independence, really. So as I was saying, I am in school. I'm studying philosophy, and it's just something that I felt the need to do for the most part, because I believe that Christ has saved my life, and I'm going to use my mind to help individuals understand through Christian apologetics that there's a mind behind the process. What I mean by a mind behind the process, whatever we see, touch, taste, smell, feel, or what have you, that there is a cause to the effect, and that through an individual and his or her worldview, it's in my perspective, is more likely that there is a mind behind the process than there is not. And so, generally, my purpose on this earth is to love God with all my heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love my neighbors as myself. And just with those basic questions, those can be answered coherently, in the worldview that I particularly hold, which is Christianity. And the questions are: origin, where do we come from? Meaning, what's the meaning of life? Morality, how do we decide right from wrong? And destiny, which generally happens when we die. And I just found those answers I was able to adhere to in a Judeo-Christian worldview. Next would be, what do I do on a daily basis? Well, if I'm not in school and if I'm not working, I am maybe participating in a hobby, which I love to freestyle, rap, or what have you. It's just something I really enjoy doing. I also write. I play chess. I'm an avid chess player. I'm anywhere from mid high 1500s to low 1600s. So if anybody wants to play me, just try to hit me up.